Hello everyone, Ladislas Morris of The Wandering Investor, and today we're going to look at some beautiful property in Montenegro next to Budva, because often when people think of Budva, they think of a big city, they think of noise, of partying, etc. But a 10-minute drive away from Budva, you can find sublime, beautiful properties in such areas with such views. So Ksenija, you've been in the real estate game here for many, many years. Can you tell us a little bit about what is beyond Budva?
Yeah, it's a good point that you made out actually, because a lot of people are not aware of this beauty that we have. Just on 10 minutes drive, we have one of the amazing beaches here. One of the, I can say, probably the most photographed place in Montenegro, which is Sveti Stefan. And where we are now currently, it's one of the top proposal places in Montenegro actually. Besides that, this place has been famous for being one of the, I can say, luxury landmarks. It was before, like 15th century fisherman village, Sveti Stefan, but now it is a home of luxury resort, Aman.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful, eh? Gosh. So people can wake up every day to this view.
Yeah, we are actually gonna see one place just here. It's a 3-bedroom apartment in a complex with a pool with amazing views, pretty much like this.
Cool, fantastic. And then we'll also do all of the ROI numbers in terms of rental income, how much you can expect on Airbnb after all the expenses, etc., to get to a net ROI figure. And then we're gonna go check out another little apartment.
Yes, we're gonna see another studio, which is much closer to the sea, close to the fisherman village. It's a studio with amazing sea views as well, and very good location.
So tell us a bit more about the beach access here.
Yeah, so here, if we talk about this place where we are now, it's 10 minutes drive to the beaches at Sveti Stefan. Here we have approximately around 5 to 7 beaches in this neighborhood. But let's speak about Sveti Stefan, which is the closest to here. This was actually ex-King's and Queen's residency, and there are 2 beaches, Queen's and King's Beach, and then there is the beach which is also of a hotel and partially public. It is also very nicely tucked in the area where there is greenery. So you can see here on our right side, this is the biggest park actually, it's called Miločer. So it's amazing walk through the woods to get to the beaches. So also all of the beaches are sandy and they are accessible for everyone.
Yeah, so if you invest in such a place where we're gonna see in the hills, you either want to own a car or you want to rent a car. So I think this is really important. There is no public transport around here, and trying to get a taxi is possible, but taxis don't work very well in Montenegro, right?
Well, you can get a taxi. I wouldn't say it's impossible. It's not like Uber that is quite accessible. There are taxi drivers and there is taxi companies that you can contact and basically get a taxi to here as well.
They're usually late, so you just need to you just need to factor that in. All right, fantastic. So let's go check out that 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
We just did a walkthrough of this place. It's amazing. You'll see the view.
Bedroom 1, bathroom 2, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, bathroom 2. We have kitchen here on our left side. This is the living room, dining area.
And look at this view. Gosh, amazing.
Amazing, wow.
How much for this apartment?
The price of the apartment is 400,000 euros. It's a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms, with a private parking and part of a complex with a pool.
You know what the funny thing is? When we were doing the numbers, we were sitting down here and doing the numbers, liaising with the team that does all the rental management to get to some proper numbers, which we'll share in a bit. At some point, Ksenija mentioned the square meters of this apartment, and I hadn't even asked her. And usually it's one of the first things I ask when I go into a place, as you know, how many square meters, and then I calculate the price per square meter. But when you see something like this, the price per square meter is almost irrelevant. It's big enough, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. This view is going nowhere. When you first sent me pictures of this place,
you had a question.
Yeah, I had a question. I was like, oh, what can they build in front? Essentially, the answer is no. We're going to add some drone footage. You'll see why people can't build it. It's literally just a cliff. So this is absolutely unique. This is the sort of place that you keep in your portfolio. you make sure you maintain it properly, it'll always, maintain its value one way or another.
I think it's a great place. First of all, the position itself, as we were speaking before, it's only 10 minutes drive to the beaches and to Sveti Stefan, to all the restaurants. However, you have a private pool which you can use. It's very private because it's only 6 apartments in the building. As you can see, the area is very peaceful. It's an amazing place where you can spend time with the family, or eventually, if you do like to rent it out, it's going to be very popular because this view is obviously something that sells the place and that people want to, they want to enjoy by the pool, to have their drinks, to enjoy the sunset. This is probably the best sunset that you can get generally here on Sveti Stefan from this position. So the location itself, as I said, Budva, as a touristic destination, we've been speaking a lot about it. It's not only about the center of Budva, it's about these places that offer vicinity to the beaches, because Budva itself has more than 20 sandy beaches, and majority of them are actually in this area. So you can spend the time in the morning by the pool, in the afternoon, go to the beach, go to the restaurants. The place itself, when we're talking about the apartment, it's quite spacious, 3-bedroom, generally very rare property in the market. I was telling this to Ladislas, we don't have these properties much. I think you haven't seen them so far. There is one villa here just by this apartment, which is 1.5 million for sale currently.
Look, if you buy this and you put it on Airbnb and you have a low occupancy rate, you're doing something wrong. Cool.
Definitely.
Let's do
Let's do numbers, yeah. So when speaking about rental income, our team generally can help with property management as well.
How many properties do you manage?
More than 150 properties we have in our portfolio that we are managing, plus also our projects as well. When talking about the ROI for this property, the numbers are quite good. When we say the price is 400,000 plus with additional fees for the real estate transfer tax, for the notary's fees, in total the price is 417,800 euros.
And that's before negotiating. I'm pretty sure you can negotiate a bit on this property.
Yeah, there is, let's say, always like possibility to negotiate something.
So we're being conservative with the numbers.
The prices generally in the summer season go from 230 up to 330 during the season. So we talk about May to October, which are the busiest month here. Of course, July and August, it's always the peak, and the occupancies go even up to 95%. And then we have the out-of-season revenue for 6 months, which can go, as you can see, up to 8,400 euros. So in total, when calculating all the costs, monthly service charges 300 euros, electricity is 120 euros per month, water consumption 30 euros, trash 10 euros, internet and TV 45, and we've added here the yearly property tax, which is 800 euros, and on top of it, just for any, let's say, repairs or just to have the maintenance budgets, it's 1,000 euros.
I'm just thinking of the US.
Yeah.
If I were to buy an equivalent property in the US with something unique like this, pool and all that, yearly property of taxes of $1,000 is less than $1,000 is pretty laughable.
So we are talking here about, when calculating all of this and having in mind our fee, which is 30% property management fee if you want us to rent the place, the net income is 6%.
Which is a good rental yield in the big scheme of things, especially for a property that has something absolutely unique. Typically, you can get better rental yields if you go and get some random studio in some hole, but in a decent location, and you're just sweating the asset. But you don't really have anything nice. Here you actually have a property that you just keep in your portfolio, a bit of like an evergreen property in your portfolio.
It's quite, I would say, very lucrative investment, because in the end of the day, if you decide to sell it in one point, the value can only go up, because as we spoke, this property is very rare and very unique. And the views, I mean, you see for yourself, something that is permanent view is also something that is not so common in Montenegro.
Yeah, so by the time this video gets published, it's likely that this property will have been sold. But I think the point is, we're not here to sell this property. The point is, you can find such properties in Montenegro if you're patient. Fantastic. So now let's go to the next property,
Yes,
which is in the village of
Pržno. It's the area of Pržno, also close by to here. We're going to see one studio. Let's
All
go.
right, let's go check it out. So Ksenija, the season 2025 in Montenegro from a rentals and tourism point of view was not that great. Is this something that you observed within your company?
It really depends from the, let's say, type of the properties that we had for rent. I have to say that we have had a decline of, let's say, tourists in the apartments, which were generally just regular apartments without many amenities. But what we've seen as a good thing picking up is actually one of our projects where we are doing a lot of facilities like sauna, fitness, steam room, pool. This we've seen the increase of the demand for these kind of properties. Our new project was on, let's say, 80% booked, and our project that has been operating for years is 100% booked in the peak of the season. So I see kind of luxury tourism developing much more in Montenegro, less maybe regional tourists than before.
Yeah, the demographics are really changing. I've been coming here to Montenegro for 10 years. Initially, well, back then it was a lot of Serbs and Bosnians and people from the regions, Macedonia, a lot of Russians, Ukrainians, Belarus. Now, obviously it's still a lot of Serbs. They're still the number one, and Bosnians and all that, but less as Montenegro has become a lot more developed and more expensive. Less Russians and Belarusians because of the sanctions, and a lot more people from Western Europe, a lot more Americans as well, I'd say.
We've seen a lot of Americans in the last period, a lot of Germans, people from Poland, from Czech Republic, from Europe, a lot of UK. We have now, like, just Tivat, 5 flights to 5 different cities in UK.
Yeah, what you raise about Central Europe is true as well. Back then, people from Poland, the Czech Republic weren't buying as much, and they didn't have as much purchasing power as well. But now they do.
And also I have a lot of clients, one big thing for them is that it's accessible by car also. So you can drive from Czech Republic, Poland, but more of them actually driving from Czech Republic to here. So this is something I think that will also increase as soon as our highway is done, but with the infrastructure that is also developing, we will see more people from Europe actually coming and driving as well to here.
Yeah, there's good progress on the highway between Tivat and Budva. We're driving there this morning. And also we're seeing a lot of people coming from the Middle East. So both from the Gulf, so the UAE are massive investors here in Montenegro. So we have a lot of tourism from the Gulf, as well as increasingly Israeli tourism.
There are also now negotiations with one of the biggest investors from UAE, actually, who is considering a couple of locations in Montenegro for development. One of them now is Buljarice, which is from here 15 minutes. Amazing also area, which is still underdeveloped. So they are in negotiations on a governmental level.
And that's the developer that did the Burj Khalifa, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, again, you see all the things that are happening in Montenegro. It's truly, truly impressive. So here we are. How do we pronounce this place?
It's called Pržno.
Pržno. All right.
This time you got it.
Cool. So we did a little walkthrough of the studio. The building is nice inside, well maintained. How many square meters and what's the price?
31 square meter, and the price is 135,000 euros.
Cool. With
quite spacious studio. With Seaview, which is also going to be permanent because everything in front is already constructed.
So now we're going to walk down to the beach, and I'm going to calculate how long it takes, because on your ad it says 7-minute walk to the beach.
Well, let's see.
Let's try it. Yeah, what people need to understand is when they come to Montenegro, it literally means black mountain. It's quite hilly.
You need to be in a good shape.
For sure. So this little short walk down to the beach is really easy.
Yeah.
But the slightly less short walk back up to the apartment is definitely a little harder.
So we have on 200 meters Pržno beach, and on 300 meters there's Kamenovo beach. And of course Miločer Park on just 500 meters. So everything is walking vicinity from this place. Let's go.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Like usually agents, they say 5 minutes is 15 minutes, but here it was actually 7 minutes.
Here we use the same methodology for calculating the rental income, which comes when calculating all of the costs around 5% per year.
Net.
Yeah.
So typically, when you look at smaller surfaces like this, I would expect the rental yield to be a bit higher than the big apartment. That big apartment was special and it has a unique selling point, and thus it commands a premium on the Airbnb market. And it'll always be essentially rented out. I mean, renting that place out, as long as it's priced correctly, you'll always have someone.
Yeah, it's very easy to rent out because Pržno area is very small. It's like a small village where a lot of people want to be because of generally this unique also beach, unique vibe. You have just a couple of restaurants. It's very private, very calm, and yet a family place.
And what you find, generally speaking, is that the net rental yields are a little higher around the whole Budva area than around the Tivat and Kotor area, just a little bit higher. So I wrote a whole report on the real estate market here in Montenegro, the places that are interesting, the places you should avoid, some key learnings, statistics, recent trends, etc. There's a link below. And then also if you want to get in touch with Ksenija, so you can help people find property. Your company also does all the management, all of that.
Yeah, we work definitely in Budva, but generally we cover all the coastline, so we can help with anything.
All right, there's a link below. Thank you, Ksenija.
You're welcome. It was nice speaking to you.
Make sure to download my free ebook, 12 Mistakes to Avoid When Investing in International Real Estate, which you can find on my website, link below. And feel free to follow me on Instagram @TheWandering Investor. I look forward to hearing from you.